Have you ever looked at your life and asked, is this it? Are you a woman in your 30s to 40s who feels like you're in a midlife transition and it's too late to start over? If you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, and like you're falling behind, this one's for you. It's so funny because Meta knows that I'm on the verge of turning 40. So it's been serving me all this nonstop perimenopause content and best fitness for women in their 40s. And I'll be honest, if this was happening to me a decade ago, I would have had a complete breakdown. But I'm so proud to say I've come so far. For me, my birthdays used to feel like a final exam, a moment to reflect on what I had or hadn't accomplished. But as I get closer to 40, I feel this quiet confidence. I've realized that my 20s were confusing, my 30s were hard, and now I'm finally ready to live for me. So today's episode is about how you can reinvent yourself and finally begin finding your purpose, because I'm here to tell you that it's never too late. Hey ladies, welcome back to episode 31 of Not Just Moms, the podcast where we make time to reflect on ourselves, our purpose, and cultivating our dream lives. I'm your host, Stephanie, your life and mindset coach and fellow mom navigating this crazy journey of motherhood right alongside you. When I was younger, I used to have this very specific, very black and white vision for my life. Good college, stable job, married by 27, first kid by 30, house by 30, 3 kids, and definitely no minivan for me. Then life happened, and it did not follow any of those rules. And guess what? My routine and control-loving self had to learn very quickly that you have to surrender control if you want to come out on the other side. And I want you to know that it's never too late to start over. I remember when I was in my late 20s, I loved baking and I considered going back to pastry school, but I told myself I'm too old to go back to school and start over. Ladies, I was 26. If I heard a woman in her 20s tell me that today, I might just scream because it's so ridiculous. You are just at the beginning. So that brings me to my 40s. The question for me now isn't about what I've accomplished. It's about celebrating how far I've come and just really appreciating all the experiences I've had. And now asking myself, what do I want to do to make this next chapter the best chapter yet? So if you're feeling like it's too late to change careers or find your purpose or get out of this relationship, let's start here. Start with this exercise and it will help you gain a bit of clarity to start figuring out what you want in your ideal life. So step 1, the purge. It's not scary, I swear. Or maybe it is. Before you can build your dream life, you have to let go of what's no longer serving you. This is a 2-part exercise. First, we want to write down all the things we do in a week. And then take a look at this list and ask yourself, is this serving my peace, my purpose, or my joy? If the answer is no, ask yourself, can I let this go? Second, write down what your biggest pain points are. Is it your stagnant career, your financial status, or your estranged relationship with your parents? Then ask yourself, do I want to change this? This exercise is to just take a quick audit of our lives. Sometimes you just need to see it on paper to gain that self-awareness and clarity. For instance, I had a client who wrote down, nature and time outdoors as a core value in her life. And I said, cool. How much time would you say you spend outdoor in nature? And she said, none. This audit was her wake-up call. Where you spend your time and energy, that's what you currently value. That's what's important to you. Step 2, the pause. Now that you have some space, it's time to get quiet and reflect. And I think as women, we are conditioned from a young age to be caretakers, right? We're taught to put others before ourselves. And not to mention when you become a mom, where your needs are always ranked last. So this is where my podcast comes in, right? To remind you every week that you matter. I hear so often from the women I coach, but I don't know what I want anymore. And that's okay. Reframe it as an invitation to get to know yourself again. So ask yourself, what gets me truly excited? What are my core values? If I knew it would work out no matter what would I want to spend my time doing? And finally, what does my ideal day look like? And that brings us to step 3. It's go time. You've cleared the clutter, you've reconnected with your wants and core values, and now it's time to build a life based on what you discovered about yourself. This is where you can begin to make small, intentional, impactful changes. It could be setting boundaries at work to protect your family time, or choosing to cook one fewer meal a week to reduce stress, or planning that girls' trip that's been in your group chat forever. It's about taking messy action to get your life more aligned with what you actually want. It's funny because looking back now, my 20s, I just felt lost. Then in my 30s, I was too busy people-pleasing my way through life. And now as I approach 40, I'm really taking a step inward and getting honest with myself. I'm asking myself the hard questions and wondering, do I want to keep doing this even if it's not right for me? Or what's no longer working for me? And what do I want to do about it? The thing is, we're all so caught up in the routine of life that we forget we get to create this life we live. You are the designer. So if you don't like something, you have the power to change it. You could single-handedly decide to overhaul your life in one day if you wanted to. The thing is, do you want to spend another decade wondering what if? Or do you want to start taking action today? And here's the other thing I want you to think about. When we're 80, we're going to look back at this time when we're 40, 50 even, whatever it is, whatever the number is, when we still have young kids at home and we're still young and healthy enough to enjoy the life we built, everything is about perspective. So don't forget how much power you hold. So don't give it away to your work. Don't give it away to your parents. Don't give it away to your husband and kids. If it's no longer working for you, it is never too late to change it. So I challenge you this week. What's one action that you can take that gets you a step closer to living your dream life? If you're ready to dive deeper into this mindset and really start cultivating your dream life, click the link in the show notes below. Let's talk about where you're at and where you actually want to be. As always, thank you for listening, and share this episode with a girlfriend who needs to hear this message, because what else are good friends for? Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you guys next week.